Hello friends, welcome to another session on Leetcode problem solving. Today we'll be discussing the problem called add two numbers. Let's go through the problem description. You are given two non-empty linked lists representing two non-negative integers. The digits are stored in reverse order and each of their nodes contain a single digit. Add the two numbers and return it as a linked list. Let's see the example. So the numbers given are 243 in the first linked list and 564 in the second linked list. So these represent the numbers 342 and 465 when reversed. So we have to just sum up these two numbers and return the result, which will be 807. Let's quickly see the companies which have asked this question previously. We have Amazon asking this question 37 times. We have Apple, Adobe, Facebook, Microsoft, Google. So it's a pretty famous and important question. Let's quickly discuss how to approach the problem. So what we have to essentially do is have and create another linked list and iterate over these two existing linked lists node by node. Do a sum node by node, store it in another linked list, and maintain a carry. We'll be adding 2 and 5. Sum will be 7. Then we'll be adding 4 and 6. The sum would be 10. So we can just store one digit per node. So we'll be storing 0 and we'll be adding a carry of 1. Then we'll have 3, 4, and the sum would be 1 plus 3 plus 4, which is 8. So what we can do is we can start with defining a dummy node for the new linked list and then keep on adding numbers one by one, and finally till we reach the end of either of the linked lists, or if the lists are of same length, then both of the linked list. So let's quickly code this solution. So what we have to do is define a list node which will contain the head of the new linked list which we are creating. So let's give it a dummy value as of now. So we'll also have to traverse this new linked list. So while we traverse this new linked list, we'll have to have a pointer, like another pointer, which will help us traversing, and the new head will help us return the head of the new linked list. So let's just duplicate this value in another node called current and copy the value of new head. We'll also need a variable to store the carry. So let's define it as, initialize it as 0. Now all we have to do is loop over both the linked lists till either of them is non-null. Now what we have to do is take the sum node by node. So let's say we define a variable x which will hold the sum of from the first linked list and another variable which will hold the sum from the second linked list. So let's say if L1 is not null, then we have to do L1.val. Since the linked list node class has a variable val, we'll be adding the variable here if it is present, else we'll be returning 0. Int y is equal to L2, L2 not equal to null, then return L2.val, else return 0. Now we'll have to sum up these two numbers. So sum will be x plus y, and in case we also have a carry, let's add that too. So once we have the sum, we can update the carry for the next iteration, and that would be sum by 10. Once this is done, what we can do is, so we had our initial new head pointing to the dummy node 0 and also the current pointing to new head. We'll have to create another node which will hold the value of the sum, which is 2 plus 5, 7. So what we can write here is current dot next is equal to new list node, and the value which we'll be storing is sum mod 10. Since we already stored the carry in the another variable, we'll just need to do a modulus on the sum. So let's say in the second example where we'll be adding 4 plus 6, so the sum would be 10, but we'll be storing 0 and adding the 1 in the carry. Once this is done, all we have to do is update our current to the next variable. So now our current will be pointing to 7, and from here on we'll add the new node. So once this is done, all we have to do is current equals to current.next, and after that we'll have to just update the pointers of L1 and L2. So if L1 is not equal to null, we'll do L1 is equal to L1.next, and similarly if L2 is not equal to null, we'll update L2 to be L2.next. Once all of this is done, our while loop is over. We'll just have to handle one more case if both the linked lists are of same length and we still have a carry which is non-zero. Then we'll have to create another node and handle this carry. So all we have to do is add another node. Current.next is equal to new list node, and this will have the carry. So now what we have to return, so our new head was initially pointing to 0, but we want to return 7, like the starting index of the our result linked list. So all we have to do is return new head dot next. This should give us the pointer to the result linked list. Let's run it. Okay, let's run it again. Let's submit it. Great, it works. Thank you guys for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel and share your feedback in the comment section below.